This is CryptoTube. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are looking at Sinovate. This is a Masternode project that I am bullish on. They have been hard at work during a bear market with a lot coming to fruition right now. It's run in a very professional manner. It's a registered company and it was created without any ICO or pre-mine. On top of this, it's run as a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and it self-funds through a 10% treasury reward plugged into the block rewards. I covered this project last in March, this video down here, where we looked at some of the use cases, such as its incorruptible data storage. It's a very good use case and one that's going to be more prevalent as we go forward in time. So go and check that video out for more details. Today we're going to go over some of the main highlights that have occurred over the last month or so as development has been coming thick and fast. So we'll go through these today. And if this is your first time at the channel, hit that subscribe button, guys. Let's get into it. So Sinovate actually had their own AMA that posted up at the start of this month. It's about 1 hour long. It was very well orchestrated, a good flow to this AMA, and there was a lot of information and key headlines within it. So I would definitely suggest checking that video out over on their YouTube channel. And this was a good peek behind the curtain to see what the team have been up to. Get the developments in their own words with a bit more detail than sometimes you can find online, And I think going forward, they want to do this more regularly. And I think having that transparency is something that's really key to onboarding more users and developing that good community bond. So I'm really looking forward to more of these from the Sin team. So first and foremost, Sinovate has had a whole redesign to its website and it is super slick. I must admit that. Plus the fact it's very easy to navigate now. For example, you can go to the Innovations tab and go through the different product offerings that it has and things that it's created from, for example, its X25 custom algorithm through to IDS, the incorruptible data storage solution. And if you don't know what this is, I will just read this out briefly. IDS is an innovatively designed Synovate decentralized cloud and private network mechanism for sending, storing, and verifying encrypted data files. So this is all about data storage and encryption, and it allows users to store files for future retrieval and send files peer-to-peer anonymously. It allows private messaging between users with Sin Messenger application to guarantee security without storing data on any server. So big data is, the oil of the 21st century, to use the words of Tamer, the CEO of Sinovate. And I think this has a huge place, and it's a huge marketplace going forward that blockchain can really take a hold of, because there are so many cost saving elements that can be made. And also by storing data on blockchains, you're not going to get those data breaches that we so famously see in news stories now and then. So this is one of their main features, IDS, but as I say, check through the website. Everything is on here and it's just so neatly laid out now. Very easy to get about. So really nice, slick look to this web page. So in terms of the coin spec, I know a lot of you like to look at this. They built their own custom algorithm for proof of work, and it is both proof of work and masternodes at the moment. They will also be implementing proof of stake on top. The algorithm is called X25X. It's a GPU mineable algorithm, but ASIC, FPGA, and quantum resistance all built in. So they've created this themselves. This shows the technical expertise of this team. Block time every 2 minutes. And there are infinity nodes, so their own spin on masternodes, with a tiered collateral of 100, 500, and 1 million coins. There was no pre-mine as mentioned, and the TPS, so that kind of throughput they can actually achieve on the blockchain, up to 533 transactions a second. So exceptionally scalable blockchain we have right here. And of course that treasury, 10% of the rewards going back to development of the Sinovate blockchain. So one of my personal favorite finds on the website is under Infinite Chain, and you get an idea of some of the things that Sinovate blockchain can achieve, and one of them is tokenization of assets. I think this is going to be a huge marketplace in the future, and they talk about it on here, and they talk about fine art being, so valuable that only a few individuals can afford to buy it. It's very rare. the age of it made it just super enormous in value. But obviously that kind of wealth dominance that has always been to the millionaires and billionaires of the world can now be, you know, spread down to us, the little guys in the industry, as we can tokenize assets. And this is something that Synovate is going to be looking to do. And I think this is a really exciting, you know, development to have on there. And it says one advantage of tokenizing fine pieces of art on the blockchain is that it allows for the asset to be owned by multiple parties. Each token grants the holder a proportion of ownership. It allows smaller investors to have a stake and share the risk of ownership with other parties. It is then possible for investors to increase their stake in the asset or liquidate their investment by others to selling their tokens on an open trading market. So it's just going to open us up to being able to own things that we didn't even think were possible a few years back. So this is going to be something great that I really want to explore more once this goes live with Sinovate. So if you jump into the roadmap section on the website, you'll see some of the upcoming features that have just been released, such as their new Qt wallet, which looks super slick. I'm expecting some projects to, you know, fork that and steal that wallet. We've also got the Infinity Node 1.0 testnet opening. So there's a hard fork coming up for Syn. Some more information here. So it is called DIN 1.0, and this stands for Deterministic Infinity Nodes, and this is a new code base for the Masternode. So previously they were forked from Dash, I believe, and most Masternode projects are forks from previous Masternode coins such as PivX or Dash. But they've just created everything from scratch here, and this is a huge feat in itself technologically. This is obviously taken thousands of man hours to do this, but what this means is there's going to be a fairer reward distribution because this will be in a deterministic algorithm. On-chain, it will mean faster speed of communication between wallets and less CPU resources being used. Node setup will be a couple of minutes only without a config file, collateral deposit or start alias needed. And using the multi-sig signatures instead of BLS signatures make everything faster and more scalable, and also lighter because of the small size of the Shore signatures. Indeed, this is a big feat for them to have achieved, and bringing out their own node like setup, their own Masternode from scratch. I don't think this has really been done before. So this is a real highlight coming at the hard fork. And once we have this hard fork, there are another whole host of features coming up, such as this. So this is a new innovation as well. HODL coin offering, HCO. This is kind of like an earn program where you lock your coins in and receive a fixed level of interest. This is like non-refundable, so once you lock these coins, they are locked in an address for the month period that you choose. So a maximum of 75,000 SYN per address, 3% ROI for a 3-month hold, so that's 0.25% monthly. If you want to lock in for 6 months, you'll get 6%, and for a 12-month hold, you will get a 15% return, so that's 1.25% per month. So this will take place after the hard fork, and this is a great promotional opportunity for them to really get some new passive income enthusiasts on board. And if you're new to this and maybe you don't want to set up a whole Masternode, because when you set up the Infinity node, you have to burn the collateral, so you're tying yourself in for the whole 12-month period. Maybe this is a way to, you know, dip your toe in the water and get involved with Syn, maybe on a 3 or 6 month basis, or maybe a year, but, you know, still have those coins at the end of that period. So I think this is going to be a great marketing boost for them as well, and a reason why new investors are going to come over to Sinovate. So this is something I'm looking forward to. This was voted on really recently, actually. The votes are down here. There was 94 upvotes and 3 downvotes, so therefore it's going ahead. Democratic as ever. And also this proposal was passed. So starting at the hard fork, they're proposing for the mini nodes, the 100k tier, an increase from 160 SYN to 560 SYN as a block reward. So a huge increase in ROI. This is to enable more masternodes on the network. They really want to incentivize individuals to start up mini nodes, and they're expecting an additional 1,000 nodes to come online, and that's needed for the IDS storage. To make it an effective system, they need plenty of nodes on the network. So this is how they're going to stimulate that demand and get this going. So these have been fairly voted on. These two proposals are going ahead, and these are going to be good marketing strategies for Syn Coin. I think they've also got their banner currently running on Masternodes Online. So the next big offering coming from Synovate is to be able to host your Masternode through a web-based cold hosting solution that they've set up all in-house and can be done in just a few clicks. No KYC. Syn is the only payment method, so attributes to their success of the blockchain as well, if people are spending their Syn to run the nodes. And this is a very economic way of doing it as well. Good price point, $3.99 per month. And this is the actual, it's called Syn Setup. One-click web-based, straightforward Infinity node, auto setup, control panel, and monitoring service. So an all-in-one, come to start, and you can get going with your Synovate Masternode. Keep all the coins in your local Qt wallet, and then use this web client to actually get it launched. I'm going to launch a node through this, and I'll try and do a video so we've got a full walkthrough of how this is done. So just to have an easy setup for you guys to follow along with. So they've really started to ramp up their marketing of Synovate. You're going to see a lot of articles coming out and useful reviews and things like this. And on cardrates.com, we've got a very well written article by Adam West. Synovate being an open source, decentralized peer-to-peer cryptocurrency platform that is committed to developing cutting-edge innovations based on blockchain technology. Its early projects, including incorruptible data storage, may just pave the way for a future where the blockchain and cloud storage providers even more security than a local bank or credit union. Synovate blockchain is dedicated to being one of the major players in decentralized cloud services and solutions, says Tamer Dagley, the operations manager. And I pinched his quote already, but data is the 21st century oil, and giving control of data back to users is the primary goal here with the project. And I think this is a very important thing to highlight. People don't even realize how their data is harvested and taken from them. To date, the blockchain boasts more than 960,000 wallets installed and over 27,000 daily users. So this is a growing, scalable blockchain, and it can process more than 500 transactions per second. In June 2019, Synovate continued to reinvent aspects of the blockchain with its revolutionary masternode structure called Infinity nodes. These introduced a concept called proof of burn alongside the proof of services of masternodes. Infinity nodes became so synonymous with Suqua that the project changed its name to Synovate, with the Syn part of the name standing for Secure Infinity Nodes. This technology, an extension of the traditional masternode, is the backbone of the Synovate platform and ensures continued network integrity. But it's the security along with cutting-edge processing speeds that could help Synovate become the gold standard for retailers and crypto traders alike. They've also got Flash Send, which allows transfer of Syn in less than 2 seconds using the Infinity node structure, and it enables 2 nodes to connect and vote by transaction locking without waiting for confirmations. And due to the speed of this, merchants and other users can also leverage Flash Send as a mobile payment solution. So by transacting using Syn, customers can instantly pay for goods or services without having to wait for transaction to complete. Receipts also won't be needed as a central authority to observe or validate transactions. So everything's stored on the blockchain. So Syn potentially a good means or medium of exchange as a currency as well. Over on Crypto Huff, they have return of the ROI and Synovate Infinity nodes last 12-month statistics. So if you want to take a look at what performance the masternodes had, last June was the start of the Infinity nodes and they last for 1 year. So now we're in June of 2020. A lot of these nodes are dropping off right now and the ROI is going to go through the roof We'll take a look at that in just a second. But for these guys who run their masternodes for the last year, we've got some, returns around 55%, 56%, 50%, and then we've got the actual live data here as well. So if you want to have a look at what you could have earned with a mini node, with a mid node, or a big node, they've transparently left this open, so you can come and check out those masternodes and see the returns on investment for yourself, which I think is a very good thing to do. Do your own research and see if you're happy with this. But to gain around 50% on a masternode across a year is very good. And once we factor in that this is kind of an undervalued project, it should go up in value quite substantially with these updates that have just been released, and there's a lot more to come. So I would expect the Satoshi price to be going up quite substantially. So factor that in on top of receiving a plus 50% ROI. You're going to be in with a good chance of making a real passive income from Sin. So this is the Masternode's online data. This is for the mini node, the 100K collateral. It's up 20% over the last day. I did drop into my Discord just the other day that I was going to buy some more. The price has gone up from 27 Satoshis to 33 since then. So that's very, very nice. And if we just pull up, say, a 3-month timeline here, that's the price. And then the number of masternodes. As you can see, as we come into June, the number of nodes has been dropping off substantially. So we're going to get an increased ROI as less masternodes are running right now. So it's a good time to get yours started. Take advantage of this high ROI period. It won't be here forever, but at the moment we're in the multiples of hundreds of percent. And with the hard fork coming, there's going to be an additional spurt in the ROI again. So you could make quite a bit of money with this one over a short period of time, I do believe. And the masternode for this mini level is just $300, around 0.03 BTC. And of course it is tiered, so a mid one, which is 500K, so you can just 5x it, about $1,500. And then for a big Sin masternode, you're looking at around 0.32 BTC. But I do believe at a market cap of just over $2 million and going into a market all about data storage. You've seen that they're talking about tokenization of assets. They've got an earn program coming. There's a lot of things that are going to attract a lot of investors. So 2 million market cap, for me, this is a project I look at and go, yeah, this is definitely undervalued. We're going to dive into some more detail about some of the things we looked at today in subsequent videos. We're going to do a masternode setup, that kind of thing. So if you want to ensure you're subscribed to the channel, guys, for more Sin updates, I will be bringing more to the channel soon. But that is pretty much it for today's video. Go and check out this previous one I did on Sinovate blockchain, and I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on this one down in the comment section. Let me know, is it a yay or a nay? Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.